New this morning, new revelations in a soon-to-be-released book about the Coronado mansion death that has captured headlines now for almost a decade. ABC 10 News reporter Michael Chen spoke with true crime author Caitlin Rother about her book, Death on Ocean Boulevard.
July 2011, the nude body of Rebecca Zahau is found bound and gagged, hanging from a balcony at the Spreckles mansion. From the beginning, the case drew the attention of best-selling author and San Diegan Caitlin Rother.
And it did, in fact, become kind of an obsession because I really wanted to try to solve this mystery.
Almost a decade later, Rother's research unveiled in her new book, Death on Ocean Boulevard. Part of that research, 8 interviews with Zahau's boyfriend, pharmaceutical tycoon Jonah Shacknai. Days before Zahau's death, Shacknai's son was hurt in a fall he later died from. Zahau had been caring for him. Rother reveals new details about a voicemail Shacknai says he left for Zahau.
Best scenario was that the little boy would never walk or talk again. And Jonah said he was just very, very sad. And he said he was even crying on the voicemail that he left.
Investigators would contend that Zahau listened to that voicemail before her death, supporting their conclusion she committed suicide. After Shacknai initially told police Zahau wouldn't take her own life, he is now convinced she did.
He had pretty much come to terms that people who commit suicide are not rational. Suicide is an irrational act.
The book also looks into the past of Zahau. Rother spoke to an ex-boyfriend who in 2005 says he got several calls from Zahau claiming she had been kidnapped.
Rebecca is crying on the phone. She says, they took me. She goes, I don't know where I am. I have something over my eyes. I gotta go.
But the book cites the later police report where Zahau stated she had not been abducted, but instead was reconciling with her estranged husband. The Zahau family attorney says she felt compelled to go with her estranged husband and give it a try and wanted to spare her boyfriend's feelings. Rother says it fits a broader pattern for Zahau.
It was clear that Rebecca was definitely telling different stories and different versions of stories to her family, to her boyfriends, to her lovers, to her husband.
The Zahau family attorney calls that a mischaracterization and says when she did change details of a story, it was to protect the people she cared about. The book also explores every piece of evidence and the many theories, even straying into the paranormal. Rother says a private investigator who obtained the bed Zahau's body was tied to brought in a psychic.
Her feeling like Rebecca had literally been choked to death and strangled, and that there were 2 men there, and she knew one of them, and she was like, why are you doing this to me?
Amid all the theories, the mystery endures. A civil jury found Shacknai's brother Adam responsible for Zahau's death, but sheriff's detectives are standing by their suicide finding. With all her research, Rother has reached her own conclusion.
It was staged. It was either a staged suicide trying to look like a homicide or a homicide trying to look like a suicide, because there are just too many things that don't add up.
Michael Chen, ABC 10 News.
Death on Ocean Boulevard will be available in stores and ebooks on Tuesday.